Today, we want to show you the last two interviews we did at Crookwell, where firstly, Steve shares a devastating impact that no one really talks about, and that's family conflict.
Then Ken and Jennifer tell us what it's like to live with wind farms bordering three sides of their properties. They describe how they can't get away from the sound, and that since the turbines have been erected, their lambing numbers have sunk to all-time lows.
3, 2, 1.
So firstly, a huge shout out to the Crookwell and surrounding communities for letting us join their town hall meeting, for being so welcoming and so engaging, sharing their stories openly and honestly, and telling us how they feel, what they fear, and how their rural life has changed so dramatically. They couldn't have been more welcoming, could they?
No,
Everybody up there.
They were great. They were really good.
The thing is too, what people don't understand is this is not easy for them because they get a lot of pushback. A lot of people don't believe in infrasound. A lot of people don't believe that there's any impact. So they're putting themselves out there to tell how they actually feel.
Yeah, and those people that go, it's the NIMBY effect. It's not, mate.
It's not.
You don't put yourself out there like this for the NIMBY. You know what I mean?
Exactly right. And that's a room full of people that are affected in all sorts of different ways, some financially, some through their health, but they're all affected. And some it's the view. They don't like the look of them, and that's fine. You don't move out there to stare at 300-metre tall wind
You
towers.
move there for a reason.
Exactly right. So when you imagine going to a country area or a rural area that features rolling hills, beautiful scenery, and soul-to-the-earth people that are as friendly as can be, that is what you find in Crookwell, New South Wales. Except that the views have changed in recent years, and this community is wondering what they've done to deserve the treatment that they are now receiving. Should we jump straight into the interviews, mate?
Yep. Righto. Let's see Steve.
What's your name, sir?
Stephen Johnston.
Stephen Johnston. Now, what area do you live?
I live in Binda, what they call Binda, B-I-N-D-A.
And how far is that from the nearest wind turbine?
We're quite a ways from turbines, where we are at the moment. But there is a proposal, well, not a proposal, there for a Limerick wind farm. A company called Stromlo, backed by Tag Energy, is looking to put 300-metre tall turbines.
300?
Basically out the back of my place, courtesy of my neighbour.
Wow. And what impact would the wind turbines have on your household if they do build it?
Well, on my household, it's already cost me my daughter and grandsons to move out of the house and move elsewhere in the state.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because since we found out, it's been a heavy impact on us emotionally.
Yeah.
But it's 300-metre tall turbines, something as tall as Centre Point Tower. But there's obviously the visual fact where I built my house 5 years ago. It was a lifelong dream, 30 years, or now 35 years of owning the property. 5 years ago, we built the house, situated it to take in the vista, and then to be finding out about this, it's just devastating.
Yeah.
But having said that, if people open their eyes just mildly, the impacts from these things is going to be devastating in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. What would your advice be to anyone living near a proposed wind turbine farm?
Sorry?
What would your advice be to anybody that ends up living close to a proposed wind turbine farm?
Well, from my point of view, learn the laws and the rules around it. The only way you can fight it or get just remuneration later on is to fight it legally.
Yep.
Yes, I know it's a financial cost, but there are avenues. Councils are where they sign a VPA, which is a voluntary planning agreement. How do you call it? They're now part of the project, so they are, and I see councils as going to be the first soft target for people to take legal action. It's already been done.
Yep.
A lot of it is you don't get to find out because they're out of court settlements.
Yeah.
So,
and anything you'd like to add?
People just need to wake up. They really need to wake up and have a look about the utopian idea about this renewables.
Yeah. Nah, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm trying to think of the livestock where you do your accreditation, they've already put in, do you live or have turbines or any of that infrastructure on your farm? That's already, that if that doesn't raise a red flag with someone who's in rural, because there's like they can say that the blades are covered with a special coating. It's called a resin. Yeah. You can pull the wool over some people's eyes. It's called a resin, and resins are made of plastics. Fiberglass is made of plastics, and you're going to have all these minuscule bits and pieces as they wear and tear running all over the place. So it's going to be a devastating thing. Not for me. It's already devastating enough, but in the future, for the kids, it's going to be a devastating thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, thanks for your time, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
So do we think that the board of some international energy corporation gives a fuck about a family and the emotional toll it's taking on them in rural New South Wales?
Of course not. They don't give a shit.
Exactly right.
They're too big and they're too small to care about.
They wouldn't even know they exist, mate.
Nothing but ants.
Yep. So to hear what's happened inside of Steve's inner circle is really, really sad. Outside of his community, we're not sure anybody cares, mate. And to think you could have a fallout with your daughter, or your daughter doesn't want to live in there anymore because of what is going on, and then you lose contact with her and the grandkids, it's just...
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
It is. Yeah, family is your first bond. It's your tightest bond.
They seem like a real top bloke.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't want that to happen to anybody.
No. And Steve is right. Know your rights. Learn your rights.
Yep.
Do all your testing. I don't know how many times we have heard that.
Yeah.
Do your testing. Get your numbers right. Know your rights. Find a lawyer.
Yep.
Because...
Unfortunately, though, the government seem to just change laws to suit themselves when it goes against them. So knowing your rights is all fair and good, but if one of your rights is going to get over the line and the government don't want that to happen, they're just going to change it.
Yep. And it's a pity because what Steve says is sort of right. Take the weakest link. And unfortunately, in a lot of these cases, the weakest link is the council.
Yeah.
And that's the first one that gets attacked. And that's like attacking your own community in a way, when really the council might be supportive of the projects, but it's the international corporations and government that are causing the...
I mean, they've taken power off council as well now, haven't they?
And if the council doesn't agree...
Yep.
Go on. So if the council doesn't agree, then they won't reap any benefits.
No.
So a lot of the councils are going, we'll go along with it.
We'll have to go along with it.
And we'll get a new park or we'll get a new whatever. And that shouldn't be.
It doesn't sound like it should be it doesn't sound like it should be Australian justice.
No.
It's wrong, mate.
Yeah, it is.
And in so many ways. No wonder that lobby group started up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if they can see half the shit we've seen in the last 6 months.
Yeah. Exactly right. Should we have a look at Ken and Jennifer?
Yep.
I'm Ken Ewers. I got a property that's surrounded by wind farm turbines, and I live between Crookwell and Gunny.
You live together, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Jennifer. I'm Ken's wife, and our property is actually in Grabangullen, surrounded by the Biella and the Gullen Range wind farm.
And how much property do you have there? How big is your property?
There's 450 hectares.
Wow, okay. What do you have on the property? Is it cattle mainly?
Mainly sheep and cattle.
Yeah. Okay. So what impact have the wind turbines or the wind farms, or whatever we'll call them, had on your house?
Well, there's a couple of impacts. Talk about your impacts, because we've got different impacts.
Yeah, my hearing's not the best, so I'm not going to get it repaired just yet. So, but I don't hear the wind turbines overnight. I can hear them overnight if I go outside, and sometimes I can hear inside the house. But I have a set of sheep yards across the road, and if the wind's blowing from a certain direction or a certain speed in the turbines, you cannot do a full day's work over there. The turbines get to you. They roar like an ocean roaring all the time, and it's constant. It just doesn't give up. And so I just come home, do half a day and come home again, and get away from it a bit.
Sorry. And yours, Jennifer?
Well, I'll just elaborate on Kenny's. So the turbines actually surround three out of four of our four boundaries. So it doesn't matter anywhere on the property you go, you can hear that constant whoosh. And then when you've got to be on and it's important to know, like on one side, they're a little bit smaller than the ones on the other side. So the sounds are different. So when we have to, it's really difficult because we're on a main road crossing the sheep constantly. So we have yards and that established over there. So it's for him to be able to work. It's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah, some days are worse than others.
Yeah,
Really, every day you can hear the turbines going, especially for night. They're really at their worst of a night because I think the air's a bit stiller and they really come through. You can just hear them whooshing all night. Like it's
How do the sheep go? Have they shown any?
Well, I don't know. When they were setting them up, we were a few paddocks. Like when they're actually building it, our lamb percentage dropped by about 30%.
Really?
Yeah, and
it hasn't really increased back up, has it?
It's got up a bit better than that, but I can't get 100% of my lemon where I was before.
Wow.
And that was our best paddock. That was our best paddock. And coming out of the drought, it was the best season we'd had for many, many years. And they were building that wind farm, and they were going 24 hours a night, and they had the generators and lights and going. So that impacted our lambing. And we've got we-records for years and years. But when you raise that with them, they're like, well, have you got a forensic accountant? What do you do?
Yeah.
So we went to the EPA about lots of things, but it's, we'll just hopefully they can do better. So you're batting your head against a brick wall all the time.
The nearest turbine's a couple of kilometres?
From our residents. Yeah, from our residents, from the yards and where Kenny's working, which we had a residence sitting there. Like they're probably within 600 metres, but Department of Planning refused to acknowledge that property when they came out for the community consultation. We asked to meet them because it was visible from the road. They actually met at a gateway, like probably within 100 metres of our gateway on that road to look over the site of where these turbines were going, but they couldn't turn their head slightly to the left just to see a dwelling sitting there. So, and in all the correspondence when we, communicated back and forth with them about our wishes, and we'll be clear, in the beginning, we just thought, well, you're not going to argue with them, they're going to come, so let's do the best thing and let's work with them, which was just horrendous because they just tell you what they want to hear. But in our letter that we put in, we raised 5 points, and to this day, whenever they've responded, they respond to 4. It's like that first point is written in invisible ink. We have been to all the way out to Parliament House. We've had politicians go, oh yeah, this is really bad. They shouldn't have done this. They should and they take the writing or the paperwork, and then they're going to get back to you, and then it just stops.
Just never hear from
them. And they never hear from it. Most of them, they won't take your call. And
see what you want them to see.
Yeah. So, but my problems is the infrasound. It's that constant humming. So, we prior to the wind farm getting established, we'd actually had a DA in and approved to knock down and rebuild. So we've rebuilt a new house, and so it's got double glazed windows. It's got everything. I can't open my windows in summer. I can't because you can't sleep. You can hear the vibration all the time. The wind farm have been out. They've brought sound engineers. They have sat there. They've asked. Explain the sound to me. And I guess the best way I could say, it's like your fridge that hums in the house and that cuts in and out. But this hums constantly. It doesn't stop. It doesn't matter where you go. At first I thought I was going crazy. And he goes, oh, yeah, I understand that. So explain the sound. And they just keep repeating the same question to you all the time until you just feel like you're going, it must be in my head, you're going mental. But
how does the infrasound affect you?
So I sleep with earplugs. If it's really bad, like on a strong easterly, it's at its worst, and it's almost like you can hear. It's like your head vibrates, your pillow vibrates. It's horrendous. You can't sleep. I'm up and down 5-6 times a night. It's the sounds. Kenny can't hear the infrasound. He just hears the whooshing. But that infrasound, it just doesn't stop. It's like I sort of say like it's a vibration. I just can't really explain it because
It's not really a sound, is it? It's more a feeling, a lot of people say.
but I can hear it. So, and I always remember it was Christmas, and I got up and I opened all the windows and doors, and I'd been up and down all night and hearing it, and then I'd gone out and I'd said, "Can anyone hear that? Can anyone hear that?" And my mum could hear it because they were up visiting, but no one could hear it. And it was Christmas Day, and like I had to close everything up because it was nearly sending me mental. It didn't matter where I went in the house, it was nearly sending me mental. So
It speaks through the walls, I guess, doesn't it?
yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's usually like the worst of it is once it hits about November, and usually that is sort of finished about February, March. But we're now in May, and we're still getting easterlies, and it's when the turbines are facing a certain way, and to me they're always facing towards Crookwell, aren't they? And when they're all facing the same way, that's when it's the worst.
So since the wind turbines have gone up, consultation from the renewables company or the government or assistance, empathy, anything?
Nothing.
They come out and they go through the procedures and that's it. Doesn't matter what you say, they just go back and write what they want to write anyway.
They come out and tested for you?
So they've offered to test. We refused because we went down that testing prior to the build, and in the approval document, it stated we're recognised as house number 7, and the commentary was for the benefit of the community. The issues with house number 7 are probably, the benefits far outweigh the issues for house number 7. The traffic, the benefits to the community. So I don't know what benefits to the community we get because Gullen's only got a pub. They took the little park thing that was at the community hall. That's not there. So there's nothing for the kids, but any money that's generated, like we don't get free electricity, we don't get, free. There's nothing like you might be apply for a $5,000 or $6,000 community grant, but you see signs in Goulburn all the time, funded by Gullen Range Wind Farm or funded by this. So the money goes to other towns. The electricity, I believe, goes into Canberra. So it's not even going into the Upper Lachlan Shire. It's not. And then they have a hotline that you can ring up. So you can ring up or you email. I don't even do that anymore. I used to do it 3 times a night, and then the girl, she contacts you, she was really friendly, and then they have like a community consultation, don't they, every 3 months, and they've got to review everything. And if you go and have a look on the thing, you can say, oh yeah, you contacted those people, yeah, it's been resolved. It's never resolved because they don't get back to you.
Yeah.
The sound's still there.
Communication's not.
No.
So what would your advice be to anyone who is having a proposed wind farm built near them? Your advice being to them? Because you worked with them at the start, right? And that hasn't quite worked out.
Yeah. So make sure everything's in writing. It doesn't matter how nice they are, because in our instance, it was just a one-man band. It was her and her brother, this big story. We've got investors going to do this. She got the development through and then she sold it on to someone else and she promised you the world. Oh, look, I understand what you mean. Yes, she even suggested to us, well, this would work. Can you get us quotes for this, this and this? And then went to government and said, oh, they're being really greedy. They want a, $250,000 shearing shed built on the other side of the road. It's like, well, that was your idea. We just need to be able to operate. So my suggestion would be, if you are communicating, put in writing, don't believe anything they say, and back yourself, like believe in yourself. And I think in today's society, people are a bit more aware when, like ours has been up for like close to 10 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So if you raise anything, you're constantly attacked as being a science denier. But your land, you work hard for it. It's your property. It's your mortgage. It's your life. And they're going to walk away and make big dollars. Yeah. So, fight for it. Yeah. And I guess now join this group because these guys have made, so much inroads. Like we came to that last meeting and I sat here and cried when I heard this lady telling me all these things that I'm hearing, thinking, oh, my gosh, it's not in my head.
It's not just you.
It's not in my head yet. Yeah. And I'd never met this woman.
The government, EPA, won't even accept that infrasound as scientifically proven. Where do you go from there? It's insane.
So,
People around the world saying they're suffering from infrasound effects.
so we don't have much faith in the EPA.
No, there was when during the build there was rain about it, and there was a heap of water come down and into the creek, and we got the EPA out, and we had a meeting on the creek with the others, but they wouldn't let us go up to where the actual structures they said were there, and you can guarantee there was none there at all. And it come down, and they come back and said, well, the EPA's they've just told the wind farm they've just got to do better next time. And it's like it's not their first rodeo, and that's and that's the
all around the world.
And that's the way they work. Like they've got the government backing them, so they can do whatever they want to do, and they just let it go. And you can say all you want and do all you want, and they just turn it straight round to suit themselves. And this has been the biggest problem. There's no communication whatsoever. There's communication, but you might as well throw it out the window the moment they walk out the doors.
Have you got anything you want to add to?
Yeah, what I would add is they're really sneaky. So they come in years before. So if you've got a proposed wind turbine to go around your property, in our experience, they were paying the neighbours money 3 to 5 and up to one person told us nearly 10 years, where they come in and tie them up and lease their property and pay them money in the event that they may need to lease and build a wind farm. So for us, Kenny has grown up on that property side by side. We heard it from somewhere where it was proposed to go and it never went, and he told us they were paid a huge amount of money. And I remember when it was getting passed, our neighbour had borrowed our truck and they brought it back, and him and his son had stood there and said to me, you and Kenny need to stop fighting this wind farm and let it go through. And my words were, well, it's a bit different for you. You're getting paid. And I said this figure, you've been getting paid that for the last 3 to 5 years. And he's like, oh, we haven't been getting that much. So, and in that time, they're communicating with them. They're building their information about their neighbours and about. So they have they know everything about you. It is underhanded. It is underhanded. And our neighbours, you share everything on the property, and they never ever said. And yeah, it's just. So protect yourselves is what I would say. Back yourself and keep everything in writing.
You can guarantee if they come to see you, they'll know more about you than what you know about yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Everybody's this is only just
Yep.
be wary.
So with the EPA, so because they've got to dig roads and everything, and so they change natural water. They change building those roads and moving that dirt to put those turbines in. They're changing the natural way, the water course of where the water runs when it normally rains. So this particular dam, overflowed, and everything, everything ran into the creek. So another neighbour, they get their water from the creek. So we had the EPA out twice for contamination. The sheep couldn't drink it. The cattle couldn't drink it. It was contaminated. And firstly, they blamed, oh, no, it's his dam's overflowed. And it's like, my husband's lived there all his life. That dam has never overflowed till you've come in with the excavators. So it's something that you guys have done. Then they put all those silt barriers up. The silt barriers were nowhere. The water's running here, the silt barriers were over here. Yes, we've got a letter. They can just do better. We've asked them to do better next time. And I'm like, so thank you.
So Ken can't get away from the sound, mate.
Nah.
600 metres from his shearing shed, the nearest turbine. Yeah. Not on his property.
Yeah.
On a neighbouring property. 600 metres.
I know, that's really close.
He can only do half a day's work. And then he's got to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get away from it. Or try to.
That's not. And he did look like he was going through hell.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He'd had a bump on the head at some point as well, the poor bugger. So, yeah. Interesting that it's also affected their lambing. Yeah, 30%.
That's massive.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a huge impact.
But you never hear about these results when the government are going, oh, everything's going to be hunky-dory and we're going to give money to these people and do something. What about the people that this impact is happening?
Yep.
He can't be the only one.
No. No.
That'll be another one. We should look into that and see
Yeah.
how much other
Lambing
people are
impact.
having problems with.
Maybe a question for our Monday or Tuesday night conference calls
Yeah.
that we'll be on.
For sure.
When they take that evidence to the energy company, they're asked for forensic accounting evidence.
Yeah.
And this is what we come back to, right? And Ken and Jennifer have been living with the wind farm on 3 sides of their property for 10 years. And they were for it at the start.
Yeah.
They were on board because they didn't understand what the effects were going to be. And now their advice is you have to do your research and your homework first.
Yeah.
Because these things are going to happen to you like they've happened to us. And it just goes to show you have to have all your ducks lined up
Yeah.
before these things happen. That's why being prepared is so important, mate. It's absolutely essential.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't believe that they said that communication is so poor and no one will respond to them. No one from the government, no one from the energy corporations.
Well, that's just piss poor, isn't it? But that's what they all tell us.
Yeah.
Every single one who has a problem with these energy companies or the government or whatever, there's no communication ever.
No.
It's like, we're doing it. This is what we're doing. You're going to lump it.
Yeah. And they tell a story about the EPA in there, and they say, you know, their property's never been flooded before. There's a dam above their property that got tinkered with while the wind towers were going up. The energy corporation then put in a dam wall or silt lining or whatever they put in, and they put it in the wrong location and the dam flooded. And when they got the EPA out, because all of a sudden the sheep couldn't drink the water, there was pollutants.
Contaminated.
Yep. EPA came back. Their response was, we've told them they'll have to do better next time. That was their response.
Not even a fine.
No, nothing. No. So who are the EPA working for?
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't sound like they were working for the farmers.
They're in the
that
back
case.
pocket, whoever's paying them, eh?
Yeah. Jennifer didn't talk about her symptoms with infrasound. She stuck to, and we did have a chat with her afterwards, and her symptoms are pretty severe, but she didn't want to talk about that. She wanted to talk about what it was like to live with infrasound.
Yeah.
So they can't open their windows in summer at their house. Can't open them. Yep. They can hear vibrations in their house, which is a new house, constantly.
Yep.
When the energy company came and did some testing, they asked what the infrasound sounded like, but they knew full well Jennifer wasn't hearing the infrasound because it's low frequency noise. She can actually hear something, but it's not like a sound.
It's more like vibration, isn't it?
Yeah. She described it's like that very low hum you get with your fridge. That's what you hear. And a vibration. She can feel a vibration. And she said it feels like her head is vibrating.
Yeah, that's not great.
Exactly right. The other thing she said in there is that when she went to the meeting they first went to, and she heard other people explaining what they feel.
Their symptoms.
Yep. And their symptoms.
Then she realised she wasn't going crazy.
Yeah, she said it upset me. I cried because all of a sudden there's all these other people.
With the same symptoms.
I'm not going mad.
Yeah.
It's actually real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the power of community, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's so important that
Definitely. Had
share
they not
their
had
stories.
that conversation, then she might still be sitting there thinking she's going crazy.
Yeah. They say that there's a lot of ticking boxes. Documents from the energy company state that community benefits outweigh impacts on house number 7, and they're living at house number 7. Honestly. Firstly, they're just a number, and secondly, they don't care. House number 7.
Yeah, they don't
Not Ken and Jennifer.
they don't give a shit.
House number 7, it's so impersonal, mate. And she says, defend yourself. It's your property, your mortgage, your life. Fight for it.
Good
As
on
we
her.
would do here. So the communities coming together have been the best thing for some of these farmers. There's no doubt about that. Instead of feeling isolated, they now hear others expressing the same thoughts, symptoms and fears, which in turn bonds them and unites them. And we've seen what the power of numbers really means. Her last message was, be wary. Neighbours have signed NDA agreements and have probably been paid for up to 10 years before the project even begins. They dot their I's and cross their T's.
Yeah, they cover their own
a
arses.
long way in advance.
Yeah.
Yep. This is how the Energy Corporation get local support. So for 10 years, those people have been getting money.
Yep.
They're not all of a sudden going to say, oh, we don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd say it's on some of these neighbours to actually go, nah, come on. This is bullshit. I'm going to be screwing my neighbour next door and the neighbour. But money talks, mate.
Money talks. And when the host doesn't live on the property, which is we've found in so many cases.
That more rather than less.
Yeah.
They don't live in the property.
So they don't live there.
Yeah.
Why would they care?
Yeah.
They're as greedy as the energy companies.
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
Dirty hose.
But then, if they weren't getting offered it, so without these energy companies coming in, it wouldn't be happening, would it?
Correct.
So,
Yep.
But like money, greed, mate.
Yeah.
It's all about greed.
It's all about money. Yep. All right, everyone, let us know what you think. That's the end of our Crookwell series. It's been a real eye-opener, that trip for us. It's enlightened us. And we look forward to getting into our next community and doing something similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be great.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.